Hi everyone, and welcome back to Seekers of Wellness. As you might have understood by the title of this video, I will rant about people's sleep in this video, and I will give you some very good tips on how you can flip that around and make your sleep one of the best things happening in 2025. So let's get into the video. Okay, first things first, you gotta understand that sleep depends upon a lot of factors, including hormones, food, medical conditions, sleeping habits, etc, etc. Loads of factors will play into the quality of sleep and the hours of sleep that you will be able to get. And no, I'm no expert. I'm not in any way a professional within this field. I'm just trying to explain what's worked for me and what I've learned throughout many years of having really great sleep. And that comes from actually caring for my sleep. So it's not just something I've been blessed with. So let's get into the first topic. I made myself a little cup of tea and I will get into the first topic, which is our circadian rhythm. So one thing you got to understand when you go to sleep is that the humankind is a creature of habit, and it's not just because we like doing what we like doing, it's because of hormones regulating our body as well. So first things first. The circadian rhythm helps the body to adjust to the light in an awake state when we're more aroused, we're in higher brain waves, and we're active. We're ready to take on the day. Versus the nighttime when we sleep, the brain waves lower down, our hormones regulate to prepare ourselves for sleep. So something that's important to notice is the hormone called melatonin. And melatonin is naturally released in your body about 14 to 16 hours after you wake up. So if you wake up, let's say at 8, 16 hours after that, the body will naturally start to feel tired and feel like it needs sleep. But if we then disrupt this hormone by doing loads of things or being very active and disregarding our need for sleep and feeling into our tiredness, of course, we're going to disrupt our sleep. And the importance of the circadian rhythm, in my opinion, is to follow a sleep schedule. So like really getting into tune with your cycle and always staying on the same schedule. So if you need to wake up at 7 a.m. to go to work every day of the weekday, you need to keep that rhythm and always wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning, 7 days a week, all year around, to maintain the best health for your circadian rhythm, because it helps those melatonin hormones to release in your body and assist a good quality sleep. A lot of people, when it comes to that aspect, they always say, oh, but what about like if I stay up really late, like I'm not going to get enough hours, or like if I struggle with this in the like getting used to phase, what should I do? You should sleep less and wake up at the same time, in my opinion, because what happens is that you then try to regulate slowly the melatonin to release in the same time where you need it to release. So you will automatically get more tired if you just stick to the same schedule. So wake up at 7 a.m., for example, then every single day, even if you go to bed at 12 instead of 10, and make sure, because of course that day is going to be hell. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, it's going to be such a nice little ride. It's so easy to find a good sleeping quality. No, you will suffer for a bit. But when you have this circadian rhythm in tune with your body and in tune with the schedule, you will get so much better quality sleep than if you are dysregulating it continuously throughout the week and going to bed different times, waking up different times. It will not help you if you're struggling with sleep. What else is worth mentioning with this circadian rhythm is that what helps the body to start and awaken is sunlight exposure. So it's really important to get photon into your retina so that it can awaken the body as well. So a really good tip is to get sunlight exposure early in the morning. I really recommend doing that as well. And then I'm going to get into the second topic, which is hormones. So I mentioned melatonin already, but other hormones will also affect your sleep quality, like blood sugar spikes and your dopamine, for example. So it's important to know that what regulates your sleep on a deeper level is your hormones. So it doesn't just help to go to bed early one day and think that it will solve the issue. You need to have good routines, meaning if you spike your blood sugar directly before going to bed, that will disrupt your sleep. Your body will kick like the digestive system, and it will work, which means you can't get as much quality sleep even though you fall asleep fast. And another thing is dopamine. Of course, you probably heard loads of dopamine already. Short and concise answer is that if you spike your body with dopamine, it will be excited, it will be aroused, it will have a hard time to fall asleep. And this also has to do with most times that we get these spikes are from social media, TV, a computer, anything that usually contains a blue light as well. So also do not recommend to do that. But let's get into the 5 habits instead that you can use to help yourself get the best quality sleep that you could ever have asked for, and you can feel like a little princess on the ärta. How do you say that in English? And on to tip number 1. We got set the circadian rhythm right. View sunlight exposure early in the day. That will help you kickstart and get your body temperature up and prepare your body with the photons entering your retina, and wake up the same time every single day. I will tell this, it will be hard, but after a few weeks of practicing this routine, you will notice a difference in feeling better. Number 2 will be no dopamine. Dopamine, like I just mentioned, arouses your body into a state of really awake. It sometimes triggers brainwaves that will really activate and make you feel, well, alive. I would recommend using no high dopamine release before bed, meaning you should not watch TV, you should not sit on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, you should not do anything that activates and awakens your system and your body. So do something that requires a lot of focus, but that tires you. A really good example of this is, for example, reading, meditate, do something that will use a lot of focus of your body, but also makes you slow down. And to be honest, if you don't do that, still don't go to the TV or to your phone, just do nothing. You can write a diary, you can just lay in bed and look up on the roof. I don't know, roof, ceiling. Do whatever, but do nothing. And be bored, because when the body is getting bored, well, when the mind is getting bored, the body is getting into a relaxed state. And when it's bored, it has nothing else to bring a lot of focus to that actually will help you fall asleep. Number 3. No food before bed. I actually first learned this in 2019 when I did my yoga teacher training, and they were speaking a lot about food and drinks and habits like that that will affect your everyday life and your inner energy, your prana. But this really helps you as well in your sleep cycle. So when you eat food, you obviously kickstart your digestive system to be able to help bring down all the food, bring up all the nutrients into the body and pass it through along all the way. And when you do this, it requires energy from your body. And you can then just put 1 and 1 together. What happens if I eat straight before bed? My body will still use a lot of energy and attention towards the digestive system, meaning I can't get into as much of a deep rest and get the best quality sleep as if I am fasting before bed. So I always recommend to not eat, or my own personal practice is to not eat at least 2 hours before bed if I struggle with sleep, or just to keep up a good rhythm of sleeping quality. Let's get on to tip number 4. And this tip is actually my favorite tip when it comes to sleep quality, because a lot of people don't really bring a lot of attention to this, but it's the sleeping, like the sleeping space. So usually that's a bedroom, and to keep that space sacred for sleep. When you do things like you eat, you watch TV, or you sit on your phone in your bed, you're automatically letting know to your mind, to your body, that this is also a place for entertainment. And when you stop doing that and you only attain those habits outside of the bedroom, when you step inside of your bedroom, it will be such an easier time to fall asleep, because you know you're not allowed to watch. This is a place for rest. And in terms of setting the space as well, I find that it's important to keep the bedroom really dark at night when you're supposed to sleep. That also sets the circadian rhythm right. So you need dark at night and you need bright at daytime. So sleep in a very dark, a bit colder room, and do not engage in any type of entertainment inside of the bedroom, and you will also notice a difference. And the cold room helps you bring down your body temperature, and your body temperature is the lowest obviously when you sleep, and the lowest point of your body temperature is a few hours, an hour before you wake up. So it's important to keep that temperature low so you can get that quality sleep as well. On to the last tip, you guys. And the last tip is something quite predictable, but probably a lot of people do not want to hear it. No caffeine. And this, I only realized this for like a few years ago. I'm not a big coffee drinker anyway, and I drink my teas in the morning, so it hasn't really applied to me as an issue anyway. But I've heard and read studies, I've also listened to Huberman podcast, and the caffeine stays in your body for such a long time. It's crazy when you think about it. But 30% of the caffeine that wakes up the body, that kickstarts and get your body ready to be active, that stays 30% after 12 hours. So if you drink a coffee at lunchtime, at midnight, you still have 30% of that caffeine in your body. And you can imagine with that caffeine running in your bloodstream at midnight, what happens if you just drink at 4 instead? You have so much percentage of that caffeine still in your body, still making an impact. Even if you find yourself falling asleep easy, it will not give you a quality sleep in the same way as if you just resist the caffeine. And you can imagine just what would happen if I still have caffeine in my body. Of course, I can fall asleep, but I can't get the deeper rest, because those hormones and those like substances are still running into my bloodstream and around my body. And it has that waking effect of the body. So even if you're falling asleep, you can't get as deep into your rest and digest mode. So yeah, no caffeine before bed. If I struggled with sleep, I would just resist caffeine completely. It will be a hard couple of weeks, like I've mentioned before. It will make your life a hell probably, but you will maintain a much greater good quality sleep from it. And perhaps all that tiredness you feel in the morning when you need that cup in the morning just comes from actually not having that quality sleep in the beginning. So I'm a firm believer in thinking I better work against something happening. I like preventing instead of just treating the problems. So in that sense, resisting caffeine is preventing the issue from feeling tired when I wake up in the morning. meaning it will make your everyday life in general a lot easier, and your body will feel a lot better. Like, in the end of the day, the most benefits you can get out of a good quality sleep is that your body actually recovers. It recovers from getting sick, it recovers cells, it recovers your mental state and your stress levels. Like, this is the time for recovery for your whole body from all types of different things that we experience, bodily, mentally. And if we do not give our body this time, a good quality sleep, when is it ever going to get that rest? Like, it doesn't get any rest. I rant about this like to so many people, obviously, because I just feel like throughout the years where I've had no issues with sleep because of my sleeping habits, so many people are just complaining about sleep, and they have a shit fucking sleep, excuse my language, but then they sit and do all these habits that I've just mentioned. You should do this. They do the opposite. And they think that it's actually going to help them fall asleep or get a good quality sleep. But imagine you go in sleep deprivation continuously, like for years and years, what that does to the body. Of course, you're not going to feel at your best. Of course, you're not going to be able to be as productive and healthy as you possibly can be if you're not giving your body the right tools and the right time for it. So I just feel like it's a very big issue in today's life. And obviously, there's a lot of studies saying that most disease come from stress, and we recover from stress when we sleep and when we get a good quality sleep. So don't induce a lot of extra stress on your body by doing all these bad sleeping habits before you go to bed. Please just learn how to hold a good sleeping habit. And these 5 tips will help you. There's another like little bonus thing I haven't mentioned. I could act as the 6th tip, I guess. And that is mouth tape. A lot of people are mouth breathers when they sleep, and that will also not help your sleep. And it's also not good for your lungs. Your nose is made to filter and make sure that the air you get down to your lungs is clean and it doesn't dry out your mouth. It's bad for your mouth health to breathe through your mouth when you're sleeping, of course, and it affects your jawline, everything. Anyway, mouth tape is a really good recommendation to get better quality sleep as well, for the people who sleep with open mouth. That's why I don't have it as a common one of the 5 tips, but it's a little bonus tips for you. And we come to the conclusion and the end of this video. Don't forget the 5 tips. They will really help assist you into a better sleeping habit and a better quality sleep. And I promise you, it will make a difference in your life. It will lead to good things. I want to thank you for sticking on to the end of the video. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also give a little thumbs up for this video. It will help me loads and my little small community to grow so that I can reach out to more of you and yeah, make an impact. Have a lovely day, and I hope to see you soon again.